So here's the big question. Are you getting screwed over by your energy company? Because I sure am. So today's video is just going to be a ramble and a rant about my energy bills and the cost of living at the moment. And I knew that the energy bills had gone crazy. Obviously, I've got a smart meter so I can see what I'm using, but to be honest, I just stopped looking at it. I was like, I don't actually want to see. It's just horrible. But then I went away for a week on holiday and pretty much turned everything off and came back and saw how much it had cost for that week when I'd not even been there. And I just thought, oh my God, this is disgusting. So it's just going to be talking about that really, ranting about that. Not aimed at you, of course. You are just my ears and eyes for venting towards, but all aimed at the energy companies, which are totally taking the mick out of all of us. It's ridiculous. So yeah, at work the other day, we got chatting about energy prices and how we've all been affected. And it's a big scale really. Some people haven't been affected that badly, those who were on a fixed rate at the start when it all kicked off. And then on the other end of the scales, me who, my energy bills have gone crazy. It's been a really hard winter with energy prices going that high. The other thing to note as well is that I actually don't use my heating that much. I don't turn it on that much. This winter, the house has been cold most of the time. I have still been cold and my gas bill has been stupidly high. Not just my gas bill, my whole energy bill, but gas in particular has been stupidly high. So I do not use my heating often at all, just when I need it, just when I have to. So yeah, I'm with British Gas and I've got a smart meter so I can see what I use per day, per month, per year, whatever. So I'll put some pictures up. So looking at January 2022, last year's January, I think I used something like £70 in that January. And I actually remember back then, was using it a bit and I was staying warm, the house felt all right. Cut to January 2023, and I think my gas bill has been something like 180 something pounds. 180 something pounds for just gas in 2023. Bear in mind, I don't use my gas a lot. I don't have the heating on all the time. That's not like saying, oh, £183 well spent, at least I was warm. Still cold all the time. And it's most shocking as well when, like I said, I was chatting to people at work, and one of the girls I got chatting to at work is also a British Gas and lives in a similar sort of house to me, similar sort of size, just a couple of miles down the road. And yet her bill hasn't been bad at all. She was on a fixed rate thing, but we were comparing what you were charging per kWh, kilowatt hour. And so my rate per kilowatt hour for gas is 10p per kWh. Hers was 3p per kWh. So I'm literally paying 3 times as much for the exact same product. And it was the same with electricity as well. I can't quite remember what I was paying per kWh for electricity, but mine was about double, I think, on electricity. It's crazy. And alongside that, alongside just me paying triple basically for the product, my standing charge, just the charge that I pay per day, I think it was something like 33p per day for gas and about 50p per day for electricity. That's just the standing charge. That's just what you have to pay regardless. And it's just capitalism at its absolute finest there, isn't it? Good way of looking at it, it's like thinking about train fares and how it's the same with train fares. Like, you can be on a train to London and you could have got your ticket for £100 from, say, Halifax to London, £100. But you could be sat next to someone who got the ticket for £30, just depending on when they bought it or what time bought it or availability. The exact same product, yet being charged complete different prices. And the same is happening with your energy prices. You could be living right next door to someone using the same amount of electricity and gas or even less and just paying way more. Capitalism at its finest. It's awful. It's awful. And I think as well it's only going to get worse, because even if the price of gas does slightly start to come down, well, you haven't been able to change provider yet, and all these fixed rates that people were on are going to come to an end. So suddenly everyone who was actually getting quite a good deal up until now is going to feel the full force of what everyone else is feeling. So they're going to suddenly feel the effect of it as well. So if you're on a fixed rate, be warned, it'll come to an end and they're going to screw you as well. You know, I didn't really give it too much thought, the whole energy price difference and who's paying what, until I started to have these conversations with people. And I actually think it's important to have this conversation because I just did not know the vast difference of what people were paying at the moment. And I actually thought that we were all together in just getting screwed over by the energy companies, unified in that they're screwing us all. But no, it's not the case. Although I fear that they will. As soon as those fixed rates stop, they'll come for you as well. Ted, come on. But yeah, as I said earlier, I went away for a week. And this is where I really saw the effect of how much it's costing to use energy. So I went away for a week with my family to Tenerife, and I thought, right, this is great. Can not have the heating on, not have the electricity on at all. At least we're saving some money there. Obviously, I did leave the fridge on, so that was a bit of electricity being used, and I think that's it. And gas, now it was pretty cold at that time, and well, there was a month before when people's pipes had been freezing, so I just left the heating on for an hour a day, just left a couple of radiators on, just for an hour a day, just so there was a bit of hot water going through the pipes, just so in case it did get really cold, they didn't freeze. Now when I came back, and it takes a few days to see what you've been using on your smart meter, but I saw what I'd used for that period of time and I was shocked. I was shocked at how much it had cost me to use so little energy. And that's when I realised they are screwing us over so bad. So yeah, I'm just looking at the data now. And whilst I was away for a week and back home, and as I said, the gas was only on for an hour, just in case it would get really cold and the pipes would freeze. I thought I'd leave it on for an hour. I was using, for those days I was away, £2.26 per day. £2.26 for an hour. And electricity, I was using, bear in mind, the only thing that was on was the fridge. The fridge was on, which is a small fridge. It's got a little freezer compartment. I was using £1.40 a day. Just for that, just for the fridge. That was the only thing that was left on. Oh, and to be fair, the smart meter was left on as well. The smart meter that was taking the readings was left on. So maybe that's what's using up all the energy, the thing that records your energy. Oh. So yeah, I've done some calculations as well. So I've done the maths, and it doesn't sound that much, does it? Oh, £1.40, you think, oh, that's not a lot. But I've done the maths and worked it out as to what that would be in a month if I had everything turned off, bar just a tiny little bit of gas running through each day, just in case, so the pipes don't freeze. Just that tiny little bit of gas and just the fridge plugged in and the smart meter. So for a month, at that cost of £2.26 and £1.40 for the electricity, plus that doesn't take into account the standing charge, the daily standing charge that's added on, which I think's 50p for electricity and 30-something p for gas. So for a month, 1 month of using nothing but that, that's going to cost me £135. £135, and I'm literally using the bare necessities, and it's costing me £135. £135 for that, for literally nothing. How can they justify that? How can they justify that? So yeah, my actual gas bill for January was, well, the energy bill altogether was about £270, I think. £270. And so £135 of that is pretty much the base layer if I do nothing. £135. What's the incentive? There's literally no incentive for not using your energy. There's no incentive for trying to be not using the thing that they're saying costs loads of money. If it's going to cost £135, you're like, fuck it, I'll just spend £150, I'll just spend £200, £250, which is literally what I ended up spending in January. £270, I think my energy bill was in January. £270, and bear in mind, the house was still cold, and I wasn't even using it that much. This is what I'm saying, how little energy I've been using and how exceedingly high it's been costing me. It's just crazy. It is literally crazy. And how has it affected you? How have you been? What have your bills been like? Have you been someone who was on a fixed rate and have actually been all right? Or are you the same as me and have just noticed them bills been rocketing? I thought as well, I was like, you know what I want to do? I want to just turn everything off. Just turn everything off in my house. The only thing I leave on is the smart meter. Turn the gas off and just see what comes through. Because I bet they'd still be pushing stuff through. I read last night actually online, because I was looking at it, and someone was saying, I've turned everything off for a week or something, and they were saying it was still really high, and British Gas or whoever the energy provider was saying, yeah, sometimes the smart readers don't accurately track it. Well, you're accurately charging it, aren't you? You're charging us for that. Oh my God. Right, I came on this walk to get calm, you know, in the hills with the trees around me, stay calm. So let's just get back to that. Let's just, it's all good. It's all good. Hey up, mate. What are you looking for?
Anything really.
Anything? Spotted anything? No.
There's no breeze yet. When breeze gets up a bit, it might be, they get up then, the bigger birds. Anyway.
Yeah, nice. Well, have a good day, mate.
Yeah, you do. Cheers.
Come on, Ted. £135 for using pretty much nothing, literally nothing, and they're still charging me £135. So you know that train fare analogy I used earlier, where I said like there's some people on a train, one of them is paid £100 for their ticket from Halifax to London, the other person sat right next to him is paid £30 for their ticket to London, and now I don't even want to go to London. I'm not going. And they're going, yeah, you still got to pay £100, £135. That's what's happening. I don't even want to go. I'm not even using the energy. Ugh. I'm right back there, you know, back up on the top of the hill. I got really calm. I was like, oh, there we go. Chill. Saw a bird watcher, had a chat with him. He was sound. And then right back thinking about the energy bills, and I'm back there. Does my head in. So yeah, I know this varies between everyone, and some people will be getting it way worse and some people won't, just depending on if you have a fixed rate or who your provider is. But I've been trying to chat to as many people as possible and just kind of gauging where people are. And I know some people are fine and not really had it bad, but my girlfriend in fact was chatting to someone, an elderly couple, and they said that they live in a small terraced house, again like Victorian terraced house, and their gas bill, just their gas bill alone for 1 month was £400 and something. And this is an elderly couple. Like, they're gonna have to have it on, but when it's coming to £400 for your gas bill, at some point you just gotta go, I can't have that on. I can't afford that. I can't afford it. Crooks. Thieves and crooks, a lot of them. No care. They don't need to be charging this much. They literally don't need to be charging this much. That's the crazy thing about it. When you think about it, like, I can understand it if they're just saying your energy costs this much and it's a lot at the moment to use your energy, but then to still charge a crazy amount of money when you're not using your energy, that's the crazy thing. Oh, that's what makes them con artists. Oh, it's right. I might have to end it there. Obviously I just need to get back to the calming woods, finish this walk nicely. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope maybe this has made some sense, and I'd love to hear what situation you're in, how it's affected you. Whether it's been not as bad as you thought or if it's been way worse than you thought. Mine's been way worse than I thought. So please let me know where you are. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this, hit subscribe if you want to see more. Mostly my videos are quite nice and positive, and I look at nice things and talk about interesting things, so they're not all going to be me venting and walking around angrily in the woods. But yeah, nice one. Bye bye. And I've just seen some deer in the woods. I'm having a staring competition with the deer at the moment. Oh, that's calmed me down.